How am I going to do this? Button paste this. Yes. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm just getting the Twitter feed to get online, and then should be good to go. One second. What's the error now?
Thank you for this opportunity.
All right, everybody, we're about to start marching. Yes, please, come get water.
Come on.
There's so many people that let us know, so we can do so that this is today. Anyways, we're going to start marching. We're going to start marching soon, and you're going to hear a lot of messages today. If you want, guys, to let me know the descriptions of these messages, we're going to have them translated into Spanish. If you have other languages you want to request, feel free to let us know on the web page. So if you text abolish ICE to 60611, we will text you the description and we will text you ways to support abolishing ICE beyond this protest. So that's abolish ICE to 60611. We're going to learn a few things. You know, I have an accent in English, I have an accent in all languages. So although I speak Spanish, we're going to get a better Spanish accent for the Spanish chant. So we're going to teach you this chant so that you know what they are as we march, we know how to respond, and we can all be together. The first one that I'll teach you is in English, and then she'll take one for the one in Spanish. And then we'll switch back and forth. So, your response to this is immigrants are welcome here. But then put some rhythm into it. You got not done it down for something that I think. So, say it loud. Say it clear. Say it loud. Say it clear. And we're in the second verse. That, where you respond, don't give in to racist feelings, right? Say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. We're gonna put
Should be good now. Give me a second, let me make sure all this gets started properly.
Prompt again, don't give in to racist feelings. And that's the chant. So, say it loud, say it clear. Say it loud, say it clear. Awesome. Now we're going to do the one that I think it's stop border patrol, and we're going to learn this one in Spanish.
I really want you guys to say it really loud. Okay. So I'm going to say chinga, and you're going to say la migra.
Chinga la migra. Shit. Alright, so let me
The next one is,
make sure this feed is working real quick.
I don't know what you've been told, and then you guys are going to respond, but detention camps have got to go. I don't know what you've been told. I don't know what you've been told. I'm going to need a little bit more rhythm to that. The detention camps have got to go. All right, the detention camps have got to go. You got it? All right. I don't know what you've been told. I don't know what you've been told.
Okay, so I need to, give me 1 second, guys. Let me make sure this feed is actually working.
Okay. This one will mean, in English, the people united will never be defeated. And this one you say together. So there's no call in the song. I will just say it, and you say it again. We're going to say it in Spanish. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. All right, I'm going to need you guys to enunciate. Stretch it out. We got this. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. All right. The next one I want to teach you, most of you guys know this one, but it's a little bit different. I'm going to say, what do we want? You're going to say, set them free. And then I'm going to say, when do we want it? And you're going to say, now. Let's try that. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it?
Okay, so our last chant will be Si se puede. Si se. Si se. Si se. Attorney Evans, can you come to the stage?
Also, guys, while they're coming up, we had a rabbi here that was wearing something that looks triangular in the back, and it dropped and it's lost. So look around you. If you can find that will help us, and we will bring it to him. Because after the ICE protest, there is a FAC 12 protest that we're all gonna go to. So if you want to protest with us all day, we got you.
All day.
And now here for the prayer.
Okay, I'm going to ask everybody to bow your heads, please, for a moment of silence. Dear Heavenly Father, we call on you, Father God, as we have so many times before. We thank you for each person, each family that is represented here today, and those who cannot be here, Father God. We ask in the name of Jesus that you will cover them and us with the blood of Jesus. We come against all negative forces. Satan, we let you know we are coming up in your kingdom, and you will let them go in the name of Jesus. It is wrong. God loves justice, so we know he is with us. Thank you for your protection, Holy Spirit. Now, Father God, do as you will. Hallelujah. If you have to move heaven and earth, I know that it's possible. We will, we shall today overcome. We are speaking to ICE. We are speaking to the powers that be. We are speaking to the very United States that you are on non-solid ground. You are on shaky ground right now. Because when the Lord speaks and he says, let him go, you get ready for the victory to come. In the name of Jesus, say amen.
Hi, Jesus. If you're here, please show me your love. So we're gonna start marching this way. If you guys don't mind parting the seed, part the seed. Yes. And the organizers and the lead marshals will walk with us at the front, and then we just all follow each other. The first chant that we're gonna say is a say it loud, say it clear. So come on guys, let's go.
So they're gonna walk his East Coast and walk all the way down?
No, it's something completely different. What's his name? Michael Ben Yosef. He was actually here like 30, 40 minutes ago when the Ethiopian people were here.
Yeah.
So I have no idea.
That's at 5.
Yeah, that's at 5.
It's good to know.
Yeah.
Sorry, give me a second. I had unplugged one of the phones. So the feed might have went down. Sorry, let me get back on there. Let me just double check that the feed is working. Make sure it's stable. Perfect. Okay. All right, we're good. All right, so for everyone tuning in, thank you for sharing your time and your space and your energy with us. This is the DA perspective. So we're downtown Chicago. This is a rally for in opposition against ICE's practices of locking families in cages. And to be clear, the whole kids in cage thing started with Obama, but Trump carried on with it. So, while in the general public we fight about this dichotomy of blue and red, these motherfuckers are all on the same team at the end of the day anyway. So that's the real injustice. That's the real people that I guess we should be fighting against. But this is a great demonstration against ICE and the ideals that people shouldn't be treated unfairly because they're from a different country. What's up, brother? My guy. Yeah, so shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. Appreciate, follow, subscribe, like, share. Shit, I don't care. Dislike, talk shit, whatever. Do what you do. Just get involved, get engaged. So I'm just going to be walking back and forth as everyone keeps moving, and so it'll be a little shaky cam for a little bit while I'm walking. And I'll do my best to just get in front and go behind, and get in front and go behind. And I'll just let you guys listen in. I'm gonna go run up in front. One second. That's actually what you... So I need a guy to hold the cam while I do the interviews. Who wants in? Who's in Chicago and wants to come run out here with me? Send me a message. My name's on the damn screen. It's in the comments for the donation and shit. Just send me an email. First name, last name. You'll find me. Not hard to find. Come out here. Let's fucking document this shit. Let's change the world, Or at least try to. So now we're on State Street. We just left Monroe. We just took a ride on Monroe and State. Now we're headed south on State Street. Excuse me, sorry. So you can see people in support. Let's see if I ask for. Can I ask you a few quick questions, independent media? Can I ask some questions?
Go ahead.
What do you feel about all these people being out here and stopping traffic and all
man,
that?
It's great, man. I mean, we need this, man. On the real, no hate, no fear, man. You know, it's about this from day one.
Right.
There should never been no hate, you know.
Yeah.
Hate is a sin, man, you know.
Right.
It's all love. I love it.
Yeah,
You know,
awesome.
I love it.
Thank you so much for your time. Drive safe.
Yes, sir.
Bye-bye. Thank you. So they've taken over. Let's go back up here. Shaky cam engaged. Give me a second. This is why I need the bike. I don't have the bike today. The bike makes this so much fucking easier and smoother. It's all good though. So it's up to the folks. All right, I'm gonna get stationary, stand still, so you can get the gravity of how many people are here. So I assume homeboy right here, this cop right here, he's been walking around since before it started. And I think he's just sending updates to everyone, telling everyone where they're going, where they're at. So let me find a perch and make this happen. So I wish I had better like crowd size estimation capabilities, but I don't. So, fuck, I don't know, 1,000 people, 600? I could be totally wrong. But it's a lot of people out here. So, and it is only 3 o'clock. So, let's get over here. Sorry, let me get to another space. One second. So we're just passing DePaul. Shout out to DePaul. I graduated from there twice. So it was cool. Had a good time. But motherfuckers are twisted. They think it's some dumb shit.
How many kids have you killed today? ICE and CPD! How many kids have you killed today?
So if someone's watching right now, and if my feed goes down and you know me, can you send me a message to my phone, please? And I'll make sure to get it back up as soon as possible. So I'm gonna go ahead and back up here to the front, see what's going on. So now we're about to get to, sorry for shaky cam, give me a second. So now we're on Congress. Yeah, they changed the name to Ida B. Wells, and I'm sure she was more than deserving of the name, but it's Congress. Congress, how it's been ingrained in my brain. So state and Congress, taking a right. As you can see, everyone is taking over the sidewalks over here, or the both sides of the street rather. So we're right by the Harold Washington Library, which is dope. If you've never seen it, check that out. It's a fucking library, y'all. Sorry, let me catch up. Sorry, give me a second. Let me get in the mix so I can try to hear what they're saying. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me, sir. Thank you.
Set them free. Now! Set them free! Now! Set them free! Now! Set them free! Now! Set them free!
Sorry.
Now! Set them free! Now! Set them free!
Excuse me. So I don't know what their plan is or where they're going, but now we're headed on. I think we're on Clark.
What do we want?
So
When do we want it?
we're on Clark headed.
When do we want it? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Set them free! When do you want it? Now! What do we want? Set them free! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Set them free! Now! Set them free! I'll be there. No! Set them free! Now! What do we want? Set them free! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Set them free! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Set them free! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? Set them free! I need a microphone. I'm holding that one for you. Hey, you got it. Set them free! All right, guys. Look to your right. What do you see? This is the ICE detention center. In the middle of downtown Chicago. My check! 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 Set them free! What do we want? Now! What do we want? My check! My check! All right, we're with you now. Thank you. Oh la la. All right, guys. Let's form a semicircle around me. And I'm gonna name marshals on the perimeter. So semicircle. This is a rectangle, y'all. Semicircle would mean that some of y'all would have to come this way. That's what a semicircle would look like. I need marshals in the perimeter. Guys, behind me, in front of you, is the ICE detention center. They detain our community members here, downtown Chicago, under our eyes. I know we didn't practice this chant, but I don't think you guys need much practice. Repeat after me. Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Fuck ICE! Abolish 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 ICE! Abolish
claps and cheers. It's about handcuffs and tears.
Yes.
It's ironic that when you speak out on injustice in this country, they tell you find another one if you don't like this one. But it's funny because they won't afford that same opportunity to somebody else. If every black, brown, white, yellow, tan person realized that this battle for justice isn't to take anything away, but it's to bring us together so we can really make this country what it's supposed to be. This is an insert from Just Mercy. We can't change the world with only ideas in our mind, but with conviction in our hearts. This man taught me how to be hopeful because I now know that hopelessness is the enemy of justice. Hope allows you to push forward even when the truth is distorted by the people in power. It allows us to stand up when they tell us to sit down. It allows us to speak up when they tell us to be quiet. I've learned that each and one of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done. The opposite of poverty is justice. The character of our nation isn't reflected on how we treat the rich and the privileged, but how we treat the poor, the disfavored, and the condemned. Each one of us has the power to lead. We can truly change this world for the better. If we look at ourselves closely and understand and honestly believe, we will see we all need justice. White, black, blue, brown, because anytime you can still live in a city and pay taxes where people that stay next door to you are being locked up, that's not justice for you either. We all need mercy, and we all need some measure of unmerited faith. So listen to my voice, look at me in my face, and understand that sooner or later, people will rise up. Our hearts are designed by God, and God is love, and love brings unity. So when that happens, whether you're Republican, Democratic, black, white, brown, citizen or not, gay or straight, Christian or Muslim, conservative or liberal, what side of history will you be standing on? I've chosen the side of equality and justice. Now tell me, which one will you be standing on? No justice!
No peace!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
System reset! Police!
Thank you so much, Shola. Our next speaker is Erin, but she couldn't be here due to a family emergency. But I'm gonna read her introduction. Erin Shaw is from a small town in Alabama. She recently moved in Illinois and she works for the Evans Exoneration Project, also known as TEEP. Getty will read her speech.
All right, guys, I'll be reading the speech for Erin.
You look so much different, Aaron.
Yeah, I think I got a little taller, but... The U.S. is known for forcibly separating children from their parents since the beginning of time. I don't think you'll find a time in American history where children were not forcibly separated from one another by white supremacists. First, it was Africans forced into slavery in this country and separated from their children. Not just children, but husbands, wives, parents, and children forcibly separated from one another. Immigrant children are being snatched away from their parents and sent to separate detention centers. In May 2018, the U.S. lost track of nearly 1,500 children. I'm not sure how a country just loses children. If someone can figure that out, let me know. You can call Erin. Migrant children are molested and raped while in custody of the federal government. Now tell me, is that liberty? Is that justice for all? Because it seems to only apply to certain folks. We want to abolish and defund ICE. But let's not forget the U.S. Customs and Border. They oversee the border. They're patrolling the border, and the current administration has a zero-tolerance policy. which means arresting adults who illegally enter the U.S. and separating them from their children, including Trump's wife. One thing ICE and the police have in common is that they use deadly force. So let's defund the police and ICE too. Blacks and Latinos are targeted at a disproportionate rate. So far, 66 Latinos and 105 blacks have been shot by the police. Let's all remember there's less than 14% of blacks and less than 63% of Latinos.
Set them free!
Latinos in California represent 46% of deadly police shooting, second to the rates for blacks. Tamir Rice was a black boy playing with a toy gun. Police never thought to ask him if it was real. Police not under any threats, but police shot and killed him. Andy Lopez was 13 when he was killed by the police. The police mistook his pellet gun for an AK-47. Last month, police killed Sean Monterosa. He was kneeling with his hands above his waist. Police thought he had a gun. After police admitted he did not. But I want to end this by saying their names. Vanessa Guillen and Breonna Taylor. Most of the time, women do not receive the same momentum as men. Both died fighting for us somehow. Vanessa fought hard for this country's freedom, and Breonna helped save lives through her medical work. Fuck ICE. Fuck ICE. Fuck 12. Fuck 12. Defund ICE. Defund 12. Defund ICE.
Chinga la migra. Chinga la migra. Chinga la migra. Chinga la migra. Chinga la migra.
up of anyone that speaks Spanish or that looks like an immigrant. We demand the end to state support of private, for-profit detention centers. That's sickening. Last but not least, they're done meeting every single one of their demands. We need them to abolish ICE. Say it with me. Abolish ICE. Let me tell you a little bit, a quick short story about ICE. ICE was only created in 2002 as a response to the 9/11 attacks. Since that period, they have continued to be harnessed and gather more power to use against undocumented immigrants. This new attitude is displayed in ICE's increasing use of decade-old misdemeanors as grounds for arrest of even long-time U.S. residents, appearing to focus particularly on nationals from Latin America and Muslim-majority countries. Now you can move them. ICE has been misused as a political tool to the point that it no longer accomplishes any of its original goals. Generally, any essential functions carried out by ICE that do not violate fundamental due process and human rights can be executed with greater transparency, public accountability, and adherence to domestic and international law by other federal agencies. Guys, if another country was doing what we're doing to immigrants, we would invade that country and give them freedom. Let's invade our own country for once. Give ourselves freedom. All right, guys, behind me, we have people that are detained, so we're gonna let them know that they're not forgotten. We're gonna say it 3 times in English, 3 times in Spanish, and then we're gonna have a mariachi band give them some joy, because they deserve it. We're going to say it 3 times in English, 2 times in Spanish. You are not forgotten.
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 Chinga. Chinga. No estás olvido.
No estás olvido.
No estás olvidado. No estás olvidado.
No estás olvidado.
No estás olvidado.
No estás olvidado.
No estás olvidado.
No estás olvidado.
No estás olvidado.
Okay. ¿Cuál?
Un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. Ese lunar que tienes junto a la boca, junto a la boca. No se lo des a nadie, cielito lindo, y a mi Beto. De domingo a domingo, cielito lindo, te vengo a ver. ¿Cuándo será domingo, cielito lindo, para volver? De tu cama a mi cama, no hay más que un paso. Ahora que estamos solos, cielito lindo, dame un consuelo.
caché, ¿no? Ahora.
Hi guys, let's put our hands together for the mariachi, la banda, Jalisco. They're gonna do one more song for us, so I wanna see some black joy. I wanna see some brown joy, some blood. Come on.
Voz de la guitarra mía, al despertar la mañana, quiero cantar su alegría a mi tierra mexicana. Yo le canto sus volcanes, a sus praderas y flores, que son como talismanes del amor de México lindo y querido. Si muero lejos de ti, que digan que estoy dormido y que me traigan papi. Que digan que estoy dormido y que me traigan aquí. México lindo y querido, si vuelo que me entierren en la sierra, al pie de los Magallanes, que me cubra esta tierra, que es cuna Dios, presta vale, Dios me da mi buena vida, al despertar la mañana, quiere cantar su alegría a mi tierra mexicana. Estoy dormido y que me traigan papi. México lindo y querido, si lejos de
Guys, today our voices were heard, but we don't end here. If you want to learn more on how to help abolish ICE and support migrants and undocumented Americans, please text abolish ICE to 60611. We will only send you information regarding abolishing ICE and supporting undocumented Americans. Abolish ICE to 60611. We've come to the end of our protest. We've come to the end of our protest, but we have not come to the end of our fight. Guys, there is a fight going on to defund the police and end the fraternal order of police at Union Park. I encourage every single one of you to join us. I'm going, and all of us here back here are going. We're gonna walk north on the sidewalks because we're not protesting anymore. Get to Van Buren and LaSalle. And that's where we will take the pink line to Ashland's pink line. We will walk take the train together and show up, because we must defund the police. This is a matter of emergency. And thank you all for coming. Thank you, Emily. As soon as Emily is done giving us the last words, I encourage you to disperse on the sidewalks. Remember, same rules, don't engage the police, no arm, no trace, pick up after yourselves. And if you would like to join us to go to the pink line, I'll be heading there as soon as Emily is done talking. And for the marshals and the medics that want to marshal and medic that protest, please join.
Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it so much. You guys don't be cheesy or anything. But I want to show you something real quick. So the kid in the cage is here. I want you guys to be so loud that you can hear. ¿Sí se? ¿Sí se? ¿Sí se? Thank you guys and be safe. Thank you so much.
Alright guys, I'm walking down, so if you want to follow us via the sidewalk, it's going to be on the silent and here. We're going to walk north to my left and make a left on Van Buren on the side, whichever one comes first.
Thanks, General. Thank you, Chef. Thank you so much.
All right, so let's see if I can get some interviews without being weird. But I think it's just kind of weird to walk up and talk.
Destination is 1400 West Washington to defund the police. 1400 West Washington.
We got shades, all the shades.
It's not fair, and I think nobody should be able to go through that.
Sure. Why couldn't your mom be here?
My mom works and she's type. My mom's very old school Hispanic, and by protests like this, they tend to think they also get very violent. They get violent and stuff like that. So for us to march peacefully and be able to make a difference is something very, very huge for our generations and for all of the generations coming up.
Great. You spoke about the kids being in cages specifically. What do you think is the solution to it? Obviously, it's a bit complicated. Where do you draw the line between sort of law and order, traditional sort of ways, and letting people into the country?
Of course, I do truly believe that it's not fair for them to put 3, 7, 6-year-olds in front of judges without no lawyer or without even their parents. Their parents don't even get to know if they're going to court or anything. Kids are sometimes even split up. Their parents are sent back to Mexico, Colombia, Honduras, and they don't even know. They just get put in detentions in California, and they don't even get to do anything. Not even talk to their siblings, not even talk to their parents, not know nothing. And it's not fair for families to be split up and not being able to know where their mom is, what their other siblings is. They're just alone in cages, and that's not fair. They're not animals. If our parents would do that to us, they will right away lock them up. And if we did it, it would be totally wrong. But now if the government does everything wrong, it's like, it's okay for them to do it, and it's not okay.
Absolutely. So what should we do to change that?
I think we should all get together and make sure that laws change, ICE get abolished, and all these things get down into justice. And be able for everything to get put together and straight. Everybody get together, have a big commission law or do something. Get together and talk about it, and make sure that you guys are not taking advantage of civilians and everybody around here. There's things that are not supposed to be happening. They're even happening even under our eyes. Kids are being sexualized, raped, and everything. Why is that happening during cages? If it's going through immigration, why are they getting on? And kids are being, how are kids lost? When we care about our kids, our siblings, we make sure where they are, if they eat, if they're everything's or for the government to just grab kids and put them in cages and be like, well, if they go missing, that's on them. That's not right. It's not. And that's what we're here for, to make a difference.
You talk about changing the laws.
That's what's up. Go take a walk, just see kind of what the vibe is. I gotta shut this down here pretty soon though, because I have some other things I need to do today. So for everyone tuning in, sorry I had some issues today, like normally. Yeah, so started off at the Daley Center and make sure my mic is on. Yeah, started off at the Daley Center and headed down to a facility off of Clark Street, which was designated or identified as an ICE facility, where they were holding kids and stuff. And sorry. So actually, I think I'm just gonna get one of these. So a lot of people are jumping on the pink line. They're going to go to another protest, and I should go with them. Unfortunately, I can't. Okay. So, all right, let me shut this down. Let me give you guys a shout out, and then we'll be on our way. Give me 1 second. Okay. Sorry I haven't been able to answer any messages. I know I poked into Instagram real quick, but I don't know why that's recording. All right, so anyways, today was a nice protest. I think it was put together by ActivateChi. So if you could probably find more information about it I assume they have a website. I don't know what it is though. I clicked on it. I don't know what it is. But if you go to protestchicago.com, you'll see a list of all of the events that are happening in Chicago, and then the list of the organizers, and then it usually has a link to like a Facebook event, and then it'll have some other information as well, pretty much what the protest is about. So today's protest was for abolishing ICE, right? It was to bring light to the fact that there are still some children with their families, stuck in cages, not only in the southern border in Brownsville, Texas, where I have family, where my family's from. There's a Walmart. If you're in Brownsville and you don't already know about it, because like my mom was there and she didn't even know it was there, and I was like, yo, you see this building over here that used to be a Walmart? That's called like something center. Like it's not even labeled as a detention facility. Like it has a nice name, like Sunrise Center or something stupid like that. But that's where the kids are at. So kids in Brownsville and their families are being detained in an old Walmart fitting. And then, so here it's a building downtown. It just looks like any other federal building, but apparently they said that there are some detention cells in there.
No, you know what we need?
So, yeah. Kids are still in cages with their families. Some kids are being put in front of judges without anyone being there with them because they can't ascertain whose family member they are. And so it's a real sticky situation with what's had happened at the border, what continues to happen at the border, and like how we move forward. I actually saw something last night that was talking about Indians from India being like another large group of individuals who are now being caught trying to cross the border. I think what happened was they were interviewing a family member back home in India, and they were talking about, I believe it was an 8-year-old or a 6-year-old that they were trying to trek across to America, and because of the heat and everything down there, and the terrain is pretty treacherous. I don't think the young girl made it. I think the young girl died. And so they were, brought light to the situation. They were profiling it. So, anyways, it's something that definitely needs to be done. I think that's kind of part of the idea for a global society, for a global citizenship. Everyone wants to come to America for various reasons, but predominantly because of the resources that we have here and this idea of the American dream. And I know the American dream for most people, it's some form of financial success. But for others, it's just stability, it's security, it's having, you know, good food on the table, or, you know, a plentiful amount of food, or whatever the case may be. So, yeah, I appreciate everybody spending their time with me today on this journey. Shout out to everyone on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. And thank you everyone for dealing with me during the 5-10 minutes or whatever that I was having audio and video issues. All your donations go to upgrading all the equipment. And I'm actually looking at putting a studio together. So for those of you who aren't regulars on the channels, I do a weekend show. And the past few weeks it's been kind of on and off because I'm working on getting a space where I can set up an actual studio, and we can actually legitimately start producing some good media content and keep it recurring and ongoing. So all proceeds go to all that, showing the world what's really happening in the world. No bias other than the inherent bias that I myself as a human have. But the idea is to be as fair and impartial as possible, and, you know, try to solve the world's problems in a humane way. All right, so again, shouts to everyone. Like, share, subscribe, dislike, comment, hate tweet, rage tweet, whatever you want to do, shout it out. And as always, on the DA perspective, I might not always be correct, but at least I started the conversation. Peace out, everyone. Thank you.
Just got shot down the block. Yeah, I heard the sound of shots. A young black man trying to avoid the ops. Yeah, and make this music pop. The other day a homeless man said I look like Pop. Yeah, when I was on the train, thinking to myself, this could go all the way in a second. Yeah, flexing on the gram, man, I swear to God I'm over that. And if you truly poppin', you ain't gotta say you poppin' like a soda can. Shorty, why you acting like a goody two-shoes when you know you bad? Yeah, I'm Wesley Snipes with the blade, killing snakes when I autograph. And if you ain't day one, don't approach me with an open hand. Sucker. And ever since I was 8,